I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer. I've been through it all, can't believe they know me. Went from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Every time I look into the mirror, talking to the old me, like you owe me, you the closer.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin', everybody? Now listen. One second, real quick. Hold up.
They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from. I told them it came from a bottle of Fiji. They wouldn't believe me. They wonder where I got a drip from.
Alright, let's go. Let's get it. I got the thumbnail up. What you mean nobody can afford kids anymore? That's kind of crazy how life is going. Because I remember back in the day, I'm going to use my family for example. On my mom's side, she is one of 26. My dad, one of 6. My family is too big. My wife and I, we are going to have four kids. And I'm going to say this. Y'all wonder where our kids are, because in all actuality, there should be 2 here, but there is 2 in the sky watching over their mother and father. It's like I felt their existence here in their mother's womb, but I never got to see their faces. But it's kind of crazy. So, without further ado, let's start the show, shall we? Let's start the show. let's get into it. Yo.
I believe you have to be making 50.
Now let's get the party started. So it says nobody can afford kids anymore. Let's see what is going on.
The reason why birth rates are so low is because people can only afford one kid, and a lot of people can't even afford that. I believe you have to be making $50,000 for every child that you have. If the
You have to be making $50,000 for every child that you have. So we want to have 4 kids. That is around 200 some thousand. But here's the kickoff. Here's the spin-off for you real quick. So my wife works an amazing job, and I created an amazing company. So like outside of creating content for free, I make money out there making stupid money. I don't want to tell you because with me being the owner of a medical courier company, I got 3 contracts. And they're all active. Why? Because I spend money to get these contracts. I did the background checks and everything else. 1 contract pays me weekly. 2 contracts pay me bi-weekly. 1 contract has a route. It already has a route scheduled to it. So that's just money just sitting there waiting for me to get it. Another contract, my dispatcher who lives in Tennessee sends me loads and I just go get the money. Then another contract just pays me weekly. But you know, I'm actually starving, so let me whip some food up. So let's get it.
average income is around 40, 60, 50K a year, 1 kid, you're done. The second you have a second kid, you need to be making 100K plus. And not even households with both parents make 100K. And we have dumb people out here who make 75K a year with 3 children. You're struggling. I don't care what you tell me or how your household works. You're neglecting them in some space, in some form, whether it's not giving them complete full insurances, having money for their colleges, any kind of inheritance, all of that gets scratched. And that's what people don't account for. Just because you can feed them, bathe them, and keep a roof over their head doesn't mean you're not neglecting them.
I keep hearing on the news that people aren't having babies. To all my fellow bitches, we are doing good. Why is that surprising? Have you seen the cost of a kid? Honey, it is not the 1950s. You can't just throw a kid in the backyard and hope for the damn best. Honey, a baby today costs more than a damn Lamborghini. And you can't drive the baby to work. At least with a car, you get to go fast. And shit, with a kid, you You just go broke.
I think it's kind of funny how Gen Z still hasn't realized that we're not about to have kids. Like, there seems to be like this collective attitude like we're waiting for things to get better. No, if we don't change this right now, society literally ends with us. Like, what are y'all not getting about this, bro? Society can't go forward unless we have more babies. And if we're too broke to have babies, society doesn't go forward. Like, guys, this is simple math.
One of the many reasons I don't have kids is because I'm not in a financial situation where I feel like I am ready to have kids. And I hate when I tell people this and their response is, oh, you'll figure it out. Oh, it'll all work out. Oh, there's never a perfect time to have kids, and when you have them, all that will work out. But what if I don't want to just figure it out? I don't know about y'all, but I feel like that is so irresponsible on so many levels.
Get off the counter.
About bringing a child into this world that didn't ask.
Why are you on the counter?
Can we control everything? Of course not. But I want to be in control of the controllables. And one thing that I can control to some extent is my financial situation. Especially in this day and age, especially in this economy, having a child is a huge expense. And if I were to have children, I do not want them to worry about that if they don't have to. Like, obviously, anything can happen. Medical emergencies can happen. Like, there is a whole list of things that can happen.
This is the culprit who keeps getting on the counter. No, look at the camera. No, look at the camera.
To control your financial situation.
You are the one who's getting on top of the counter. You're not supposed to get on the counter.
I would want to do everything in my power to make sure that we are in the best possible financial situation.
You got too much discharge coming out of your eyes. Now stop.
Thinking about the child, I'm also a little bit selfish when it comes to that too. Like, I don't want to have to struggle and grind and constantly worry about how I'm going to care for this child. And I also don't want to just provide my kids the bare minimum. If I were to have kids, I would want them to travel. I would want them to do all the extracurricular activities that they want to do. I would want them to live in a home with plenty of space. I would want them to have access to good schools. I would never want my kid to live a life of struggle, and I personally, selfishly, would never want to live a life of struggle just because I have to take care of a kid. So please, stop telling people that everything will just work out, because for a lot of people, everything doesn't just work out just fine. A lot of people have to struggle and scrap and grind just to keep food on the table for their kids. And I don't know what struggling is.
Generations.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
This deeply about. You didn't need perfect timing. You didn't need peak income. We didn't need everything lined up, but now everything feels like it has to be in place first. Rent and home prices are higher. Groceries cost more. Insurance is unpredictable, but wages didn't rise at the same speed. So the math stopped working, especially for men. Because whether people like to admit it or not, a lot of men still feel responsible for providing safety. And when safety feels financially shaky, fatherhood starts to feel irreplaceable instead of meaningful.
I genuinely don't understand how people are still having kids in this economy. Like, I really want to know, how are y'all still having kids in this economy? Now, I first want to start out by saying this. Children are amazing creatures. They funny as hell, and it's so amazing to see kids grow up from a little bitty seed all the way to a grown adult. But, man, kids are liabilities, bro. They are liabilities. You got to spend your money out of your pocket to upkeep them. You're not getting any money in return from them until they get old enough to work. According to the Department of U.S. Agriculture, the average cost of raising a kid in the United States from the time they're born until the time they're 18 is $313,000. $313,000. So from the time your child is born to the time they're 18, you would have been paid $313,000 to maintain that child's lifestyle. We living in a day and time where everybody want to preach about being financially responsible. Be financially responsible. Go get you some assets first, and then get you enough assets to take care of your liabilities. Then you're going to have some liabilities. Everybody want to preach about being financially responsible, but everybody's still having kids knowing they can't afford it.
In a perfect world, I would love to have 5 kids, maybe 6, 7, to be honest. But I can't afford that much kids. I really can't. Like, I would suck up my sickness, but the fact that I won't be able to afford those kids is why I won't bring them into the world. And don't come to me say that I will provide, because I like to travel. I'm not giving up me traveling. I'm not giving up my mental health. I'm not giving up any of those things. I need to know how I'm going to take care of. If I'm going to have 5 or 6, I need to make sure that I have the money to be able to take care of all of them, because they all deserve the same life. They all deserve to have everything that they want because we will be the ones bringing them into this world, right? When you bring kids into the world, they don't deserve the bare minimum. They deserve every single thing. So it would be so selfish of me to be like, oh man, I would up in here and we can't take care of them. We can't give them everything when them ask for. You know? I won't be able to travel all day because to travel is expensive. And I'm not willing to give up my mental health. I'm not willing to change my life. I don't think parents should be changing their life significantly when when kids are coming into the world. It's gonna change, yes, but like for you to travel, for you to do nice things, you need to be able to still maintain those things when you decide to have how many children you want to have because you need to maintain your mental health. Because the moment you realize that your life has completely changed having all these kids, you're gonna be in regret. You're gonna regret having those kids. You're gonna regret that, okay, I was unable to live my life the way I wanted to. You get me? I say? So, man, if I had the money, if I was rich, I would do it. Pay nannies, being able to have the support that I need, because I need a lot of support. But right now, I probably only have one more people left in me, and that's it.
So it's crazy because my husband and I got married in November of 2025, and people are like, when y'all having kids? But Michael Jackson told me, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby, and don't think maybe if you can't feed your baby. So there it is. We ain't having kids right now.
I have a question for parents. Before deciding to have a child, did you sit down and do like a cost-benefit analysis and think about how much money or resources you would need to actually raise a child? The reason I'm asking this question is because I'm open to having children under the right circumstances, but it's not appealing for me to have a child and bring a child into this world if I can't afford to provide them a good quality life.
This is where the mindset really changed. Kids used to feel like something you added to your life. Now, they feel like a long-term financial risk. Childcare alone can cost just as much as rent in a lot of cities. Healthcare feels unpredictable. Education feels like an open-ended bill. Even groceries for a normal family hits different. So people stop imagining moments, and they start imagining worst-case scenarios. What if I lose my job? What if something goes wrong? What if I can't keep up? And once your brain switches into survival mode, desire shuts down. You can't romanticize kids when you're calculating how to stay afloat. It just doesn't work that way.
Starting with a blank page can be overwhelming. Grammarly gives you a head start. Simply type a prompt to instantly generate an outline or brainstorm ideas.
One thing that I always got flack for is that I never could understand how two people who are struggling financially think that having a kid is going to make their situation any fucking better. Now, growing up, I can't speak for everybody, but I felt like I was almost being pressured into thinking it was okay to have kids. I felt like I was almost being pressured into thinking...
Listen. I was born 1994. I grew up in the suburbs in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We lived next door to our family lawyer. And we had no HOAs. So life was totally different for me. My mom sent me off to Louisville, Kentucky. I never lived in the bad part of Kentucky. Always the good parts.
I had no choice but to be married. You see what I'm saying? Especially at 31 now. And I'm fucking 18. I'm like, damn. Is this marriage thing? Do I really have to do this shit? And now that I have this insight of being, my own individual, I sit and think like, no, I don't have to do any of that shit until I'm absolutely sure that that's something that I want to do. Me personally, I just think that getting married in this day and time is just one of the biggest mistakes a man can make. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to disagree with that. It is what it is. You have your opinion and I have mine. However, I will never waver off the fact that if you are not financially able to provide for yourself, why the fuck are you having kids? I will never move off that. It's like the cost of everything is going up, and you don't have to be rich, but you have to be at least somewhat well off. See, a lot of us grew up with our parents just skating by, our parents just having enough to make sure we don't fucking...
See, look, my parents never skated by. The type of parents I had, my mom has degrees, my dad has degrees. I never saw my dad in an office. I never saw my dad in an office. The type of work my mom did, I can't really speak on it. But we weren't just. I was born middle class. I didn't even know that there was a class under me. That's how far in I was in middle class. I didn't know that there was a level under me. I only knew middle class and up. And doing the type of work I do, meaning I work for myself, like I set my schedule. Nobody sets my schedule for me. I switched from being an employee to being an employer. Meaning I have to do everything on my own. I do my own taxes and all that. I've done all that. Like this notebook I'm writing in is only for my Never Late Medical, where I write out what I would annually make with the contracts I have acquired. Because I'm able to stack my contracts and make money. So
go homeless and starve. Our parents just doing what they can to make sure we survive. And we think that that's all that fucking goes into it. That's complete horseshit. And this is something I think about all the time. Like, I literally heard this lady in the store the other day talking about, oh yeah, I don't know how we're gonna pay the bills, and we gotta feed the 3 kids and this, that, and the third, and you working. I mean, she was talking loud as a bitch, and she was basically talking about how she doesn't know how she's gonna feed her kids, but she has 3 kids, and I'm fucking telling all this lady's business. She got 3 kids and a boyfriend or a husband, and they're both struggling. And I'm like, you had to have been struggling before you decided to have children. So why the fuck would you bring them into this equation and make the equation worse for all parties involved? I just don't get it. Feel how you feel, but me personally, I think you need to just be well off before you decide to do some shit like that, man.
I genuinely will never understand how some people can give birth to multiple children when they know they can't afford it. I say this respectfully, because hear me out. It's one thing if you have 1 or 2 by accident, life happens. We can't control that. But what we can control is after the 3rd, 4th, 5th child, at that point you are more than well aware of how much a child costs and the financial burdens of it. I want multiple children too, but I know that I can't afford it right now. So I would never put my child in a situation where they have to live a hard life because of choices I made. Would never want to do that because I have been there as a child. I didn't live a very good life. I don't want to do the same thing my parents did. Worst thing you can do to a child is literally not give them a good life. That is literally a form of neglect. If you're going to have the child, be able to support them financially, have a roof over their head, and food on the table. If you can't do that, then maybe it's not wise to have the 3rd, 4th, or 5th child. Like I said, 1 or 2, I understand. Things happen, life happens. Unforeseen circumstances happen. child when you know you can't afford it, you're just going to give them a hard life, which I don't think is fair to the child because they did not choose to be born. But you chose to have another child when you knew you couldn't afford it. That's just my take on it. Do not take this offensively, guys. I'm literally just giving my opinion. Feel free to give yours, but it's just true.
How do y'all keep having kids and y'all don't have no money? Y'all struggling with the one child you have, and then you turn around and have another child. Then you turn around and have another child. Then you turn around and have another child. Whole time you struggling. Condoms are cheap. Children are expensive. Why do y'all do that to yourselves and then y'all complain, I don't have no help, I'm tired, I need a break, I'm tired. You should be tired of fucking.
Baby, in this economy, y'all do not need to be having kids y'all can't afford, okay? Like, the amount of people that lack forward thinking is really crazy. You need to be able to have the mental capacity and intelligence to think forwardly and think about what your kids will need. And also another thing, the more kids you have, the less benefit your kids receive. If you don't have enough money to take your kids out or go do things or buy them the things they need, like, don't have 5 kids and not expect to buy 5 bikes.
Like, listen. Let me go to this part real quick. So let me go here real quick. So, case in point, let me invite you into what is going on in this house. So, when my wife and I have kids, there's things already in place that are going to be taken care of. So I have a term life insurance policy that I pay monthly. Everything in this house is paid for. The washer and dryer paid for. The refrigerator paid for. The stove paid for. All the TVs, all the furniture paid for. So the only bills we have, the car insurance comes out automatically. We ain't gotta worry about that. Lights, gas, water, internet, cell phone, rent. Like, that's not that many bills. And once we add a child to the mix, we have a village. I know some of y'all might not have a village, but over here in the Walker's house, we have a village. So just let that be known. Just let that be known.
Well, 7 bikes. If it's a 2-parent household, like, y'all need to be thinking about this stuff. Y'all ain't going on no family outings. Y'all ain't leaving the house. Y'all ain't got no money. Kids gonna have to get a job at 15, 16 to buy their own car. Like, be doing the necessary work. Do a savings account so your money can build over time. I don't care. Save $5 a damn week. Like, just do something. Like, it's just so many people out here who are not looking out for their kids. And one thing that I made sure to do when I was having my kids was I just kept thinking about how my childhood was and just like how I could make that better for them. Like, I don't want my kids to be out here having to experience life to the point where they're like, damn, like, I ain't have no savings fund. I ain't got nothing. You know, I'm just out here trying to do life like raw dogging this bitch. Like, just think about y'all kids. Think about your unborn kids. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew what I knew now, I probably would have left my kids unborn. Just because, like, look at the world. Look at the world. Okay? Like, come on. Come on.
Here's another layer people don't talk about enough. Parenting expectations change. It's not just about keeping a child safe anymore. It's about providing a certain experience, good schools, safe neighborhoods, activities, vacations, time, presents. I mean, all these things, right? But social media made parenting look expensive, time consuming, and all consuming, honestly. So average parenting started to feel inadequate. And when average feels like failure, people hesitate to even start.
The government say people are not having kids at a rapid rate like we used to when we was younger. When we was in the 99 and the 2000. Want to know why we was having kids when we was young? Because we was experimenting. We didn't have the internet. We had that dirty ass tape that's under our mama bed that we got or our daddy bed that we got the privilege to see and end up seeing how relationships go. And but then that didn't even give us the full experience that we was looking for. So we went out here and tried to error that shit. And we found out not using motherfucking protection gonna get you a whole lot of goddamn kids. We didn't know that. We knew that, but we didn't know that when we was little. We just went out here and catch a girl, get a girl, and we made it happen. But these kids got the internet. They see what it is when it come down to reproducing kids at a rapid rate like that. They see what goes on in that fucking right there. They got the internet to show them the birds and the bees, no problem. We didn't have to even tell them that. They figured that shit out at 11, 12, 13 years old. They already know 100% what that action did. That's why they're not having kids at a rapid rate. Half of them too goddamn high. They actually motherfucking do anything else. Half of them take too many fucking pills to actually motherfucking reproduce something. Half of them fucking eggs is burnt and cows get the fuck up. That's why a lot of them don't reproduce nothing. That's why a lot of them motherfuckers don't even, half of them don't even, can't afford to have no motherfucking kids. The cost of living high as motherfuckers. One bedroom, $1,100. Two bedroom, $2,400 type shit. To have, then don't get me started on the cost of taking your baby to a daycare for them to go to work. Then they barely make enough to even fucking go to work. Okay, they barely even make enough to even sustain kids. That's what they not having kids at a rapid rate. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers, the younger generation, not doing it. They're not fucking finna get set up for failure like we did. We went out here and had a rapid lot of kids and see that shit should have reevaluated themselves. We should reevaluate. We love our kids and then we let them go to school at the same time. We should have been more financially stable, not out here just going out here like rats, getting to everybody and anybody that motherfucker wanted to make it happen. Okay, that's what our generation, my 80s babies, grew up in. We didn't have the birds and the bees put right in front of us so easy and knowing that you better not go do that because you're going to get something that you might not want. They're going to put your ass in financial debt. You might be on child support. You might be on all that shit. All this new generation seeing. Child support come behind that shit. Bit ass baby mamas, bit ass baby daddies. The court system all in your motherfucking business. All financial debt. All that shit plays into part of having kids. So that's what this new generation see that. They probably can't even take care of their fucking self, let alone go put another kid in their genre of living. Just being honest. So that's why they're not having kids. If anybody else got another motherfucking opinion, let me know. That's just my opinion. That's just being honest.
My mama said, you going out every weekend. I said, but I don't got no kids. Would you rather me have kids? She said, no. I said, okay, well, just be glad I am cute, safe, and living my best life. Because yes, I should be going out every weekend. I should be going out as often as I can, actually, because I am young.
What's up, baby? Hey, my love, how you doing? Doing good?
They wouldn't believe me.
I am. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, what's up? No, I'm not down. I was just streaming. I was muting the media so I can hear your voice. And I'm cleaning dishes. I'm about to make something to eat. And I left. Okay. I sent. Oh, hold up. Let me turn the mic off so they can't be hearing what is going Y'all, what's up? Listen, my wife, I've been talking to my wife, so that's why the mic has been off, this, that, and the other. I'm cleaning dishes, and we handling things behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. What? Yeah, so I'm gonna work on trying to do a 24-hour stream next week. We're gonna try to do one next week. So stay tuned to that. Stay tuned to that. I'm gonna create a whole situation. It's gonna be done in 8-hour segments. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You're going to see me make breakfast. You're going to see me make lunch. You're going to see me make dinner. So, stay tuned. And once you watch this video, look at the camera. Look at the camera. When you look at this camera, when you look at this live stream, where you at? If you watch, if you lurking, like the video so I can know how many people was in here, so I can jot that number down. You know what I'm saying? So, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Peace.
Rush the process, I trusted the plan. God don't move fast, he move when he can. Every closed door built my spine. Rush the process, I trusted the plan. God don't move fast, he move when he can.